At Rachio, we're about watering intelligently. We put everything you need in one place, giving you visibility and control of your yard from your smartphone, laptop, tablet, or computer, whether at home or across the globe, so you can be sure your yard is being cared for as efficiently and intelligently as possible. Every yard is different. The app gives you complete control over all aspects of your system, so you are able to custom tailor it to your specific needs. You have the freedom to set up, modify, and monitor your yard in real time from nearly any location. Calibrating your Rachio to your unique landscape is easy. Adjust for soil, vegetation, slope, nozzle types, sun, and shade. Set rain delays, change watering times, review your system's history. You can even give your landscaping professional or neighbor access to your Rachio. It's up to you. To help you make the most of your system, the app gives you access to accurate and timely weather data to see what's happening in your neighborhood. Take a look at your local conditions, or choose any national or personal weather station. And you'll see how much you save. With Rachio's real-time reporting, you can monitor just how much water and money you are saving. Rachio, water with true intelligence.